Hello students, today in the present lecture, I am going to discuss with you introduction part of general exceptions which is given in chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Okay, chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code contains section number 76 to 106 of Indian Penal Code. This chapter explains the various provisions in relation to general exceptions from the criminal liability. That means to say, under this chapter, we will discuss how a person will not be liable for any criminal liability if the case of the person falls within the general exceptions of chapter number 4. This present chapter is based on a very famous English legal maxim, that is actus non facitrium nisi mens citria, which means that the act of the person itself does not constitute guilt unless the act is done with guilty mind. That means to say, if the person does the act with the guilty mind or with ill intention, then the person will be liable to be punished. But if the act is not done with the guilty mind, then the act itself does not constitute guilty and person will not be liable for that particular act. It is simply known as mens rea or ill intention. When the Indian Penal Code was drafted, then the framers of the Indian Penal Code incorporated certain universal principles in chapter number 4 by which it exempted criminal liability of certain category of persons. That means to say, this chapter exempt the criminal liability of lunatics, minors, intoxicated persons, persons acting under the right of private defense, etc., under certain circumstances. We have already discussed section number 6 of Indian Penal Code, in which it has been clarified that all the definitions in the Indian Penal Code must be understood subject to the general exceptions which are laid down under chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code 1860. That means to say, when we are reading the definition of any offense and the case of the person falls within chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code, then the person will not be liable for that offense. Okay, it is the basic principle of criminal liability that normally the prosecution must prove the wrongful act of the accused, and it must be to the entire satisfaction of the court, and he has to prove the guilt of the accused beyond the reasonable doubt. Okay, if any doubt will be left, then the accused can take the benefit of doubt. Therefore, we can say that the burden of proof in criminal cases lies upon the prosecution, and he has to prove before the criminal court, and it must be beyond the reasonable doubt that accused has committed the offense for which the accused had been charged by the criminal court. Okay, the accused is not required to prove his defense beyond the reasonable doubt. But what will happen if the prosecution has duly proved that accused has committed the offense for which he had been charged by the court, and in case the case of the accused falls within the group of general exceptions? I want to repeat, in case the case of the accused falls within the group of general exceptions after the prosecution has duly proved its case against the accused, then the burden of proof will be shifted towards the accused. That means to say, the burden of proof lies upon the accused that he is entitled to get the benefit of general exceptions, and he belongs to one of the exceptions which has been laid down in chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code. That means to say, he has to prove his defense under general exceptions beyond the reasonable doubt. So this is something about the introduction of chapter number 4 of Indian Penal Code. We will discuss all the exceptions in chapter number 4 one by one in the next lectures. So if you have not subscribed my channel yet today, then subscribe my channel to get the notifications of my next videos. And if you want to get notes of my law lectures, then you can go to lawarticles2020.blogspot.com on Google. Thank you very much.